Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and lovers of drones everywhere. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. Oh my goodness, look. It's Dave, FlyHighFPV. What's up, bud?
How y'all doing?
Hi.
So happy to be here. It's going to be an awesome night tonight.
Yes, we got a lot to get to.
I hope everybody's fired up.
Yes, I don't think we can be as fired up as you are, but it's good to try. Shoot for the sky, everybody.
That's right. Time to level up, boys.
All the way from Wales, UK tonight. Our guest is Mads Tech, Ian Lewis. So he's going to be on. We will have lots to talk about. But never fear.
Super excited.
Camera drone guys, don't tune away. It's not all FPV stuff, but you know, if you're interested in FPV and getting into it, we might have some beginner tips for you. Got some video from the barbecue bando in Vienna, Georgia. What was the name of the lane? Pig Pack Lane?
The Pig Jig.
The Pig Jig Lane or something? Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, and there's some video for that. Plus, your viewer videos, which are truly amazing. And I'm going to do something different tonight, and we're going to start doing this from now on. I'm going to let you guys vote for the viewer video of the week. And then that person will win freewellgear.com filters. So, this whole time it's been me picking, but I'm going to let you guys pick. Because honestly, they're all so good that I cannot decide. What's new with you, Dave?
Man, I have been just having a great time. I went with you to the barbecue bando meetup. It was amazing. And I'm just pushing things forward. Getting caught up on orders, building out this new truck. I got the vinyl redone today because I wanted a couple little things to be just perfect, and getting ready to do even more. I've set up a new events list on my website.
Yes, you
can go
have.
to flyhighfpv.com, scroll all the way to the bottom and hit events, and I've got all kinds of events listed up there, and I'm adding more every day. So tell me your events if they're not on there currently, but I'm trying to get all the big meetups listed so that we can look at Minefields right on there. Castle Crash 2.0.
Yeah.
Those are parties that we're throwing in, aren't they, Ken?
They are.
And if Ken and I are throwing a party, you know it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be fun. How can people give you an event that you can add? Because this is a great place to have all these centralized in one spot.
You can always just message me on Instagram or Facebook. You can contact me through my website. Instagram is the fastest way, though. That's where I'm at every day.
All right. Very good. And don't forget, we're going to be talking about Minefield 4.0 coming up. And I will tell everybody right now there's going to be some special guests. I've invited some major FPV people, and I can confirm one guest already.
Who's it going to be?
Geeks Vana.
This guy?
Geeks Vana. Sean. He's flying in from the UK. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for Minefield.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah. It's going to be great. But right now, before we get...
It's your birthday party.
That's right. One of the best presents ever is his presence. So before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, our biggest sponsor, the company that keeps the lights on, I'm talking, of course, about the Cadillac of processed meat. Pigeon Jerky.
Enjoy pigeon jerky, the Cadillac of processed meats. You'll enjoy pigeon jerky, and you'll give your family a treat. It's balanced nutrition to help them grow.
Yeah.
And it's full of fiber to make them go.
Here we go.
You'll enjoy pigeon jerky,
the Cadillac of processed meats. Yeah, thank you, Pigeon Jerky. A fine snack since 1970 something or other.
You gotta love that bird.
You gotta love the bird. I see that people have been already starting to support the channel. Thank you so much with your super chats. I want to thank the early super chatters before the stream goes live. Everybody can talk to each other. So I want to thank Drone Rob. Thank you very much, Drone Rob. A few early bucks to keep the train idling. Thank you very much. Trevor Fuss. Here's train fuel. Prices have gone up. Our buddy Philip Koshat, $5. Working late. We'll catch it on the replay. I guess a lot of people watch it on the replay. And then Quinn Dynasty Drones. Thank you very much for a Canadian It's at $6.99. Thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting stories in the news. And Jeff Sills is on the standby. I can see him in the other monitor, and he's got a glass with some red liquid in it. So Drunk Jeff Sills news is the best drone news.
It sounded flammable.
Yeah, that's coming up. There's a few pictures I want to share from people who sent me stuff. If you want to send a picture or a video, you can do that right here. Send it to kenheronupload@gmail.com. kenheronupload@gmail.com. Let me know what your music is. And by the way, I am still collecting for one more week your crash videos. For Crash Video Volume 9, that's going to be done here in a couple weeks. So you still have time to send that in. So
get those FPV crashes in. I want to see carbon fiber exploding.
Yeah, we need more FPV crashes. We do, definitely. So Kevin from Canada sent me this picture. He said, saw this license plate, thought of you. Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for sending that in. And one more picture. This is from Mike Kowalski. He says, Ken, I was able to catch part of TNL while waiting to take off from the Philippines. Here is how I watch TNL. He was on the plane. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Mike Kowalski, very much. So, do you want to share? Just get right in some video that you sent me for the barbecue bando.
Yeah, fire it up, man. Let's see.
Okay, which one do you want me to share first?
Go to the first one that's not Maddie Blunt's.
Okay. All right.
And just skip like halfway in it.
Okay.
So this is at night at the barbecue bando. They've got it all lit up, and I'm doing my best in the darkness. It's pretty darn dark.
What camera is this?
This all with the 03.
This is 03.
This is all
okay.
03, which is supposedly too dark to fly at night, but didn't stop me. It was so much fun.
They said that the latest 03 firmware update gave it better night capabilities. Is that true at all, or did you notice?
It does help a little bit with the white balance. I feel like it adapts just a little bit faster. But yeah, pretty darn good. And I just saw Walksnail's got a new night camera that they're coming out with. It looks really impressive, but it's not actually out yet. So that's all good news. I hope that gives a little pressure to DJI to make a night camera, or at least to open up the market to allow other companies in FPV to do such a thing. Like, I'm so sad that I haven't been able to fly Foxeer for years because I've been on the DJI system and they make the best cameras. But we've been stuck with Cadix, which is one of the worst camera companies. Sorry, Cadix.
Don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
RunCam's got the ball now, and they're able to make cameras for the DJI old system. But like, we're all moving on to 03. Let's see a nighttime camera, because that's obviously the biggest weakness in the 03 system is the darkness, and we want to be able to see better at night.
Yeah, and especially where we were there in Georgia, which was essentially like a flea market barbecue haven of buildings. But the wires, man, the wires at night.
I couldn't even see the wires. The best thing to do is like the Force, man. Just use it. Fly like you mean it. Don't be scared of the wires. If you hit them,
right,
just react when you hit them.
You just have to hope you're not hitting them.
Yeah, you're gonna hit some of them.
All right. So the second video here we've got is Maddie Blunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maddie Blunt's flying the biggest Cinewhoop that was out there, completely lit up with LEDs.
Wow. Look at that thing.
I'm not sure the capabilities of this one, but this thing is humongous. He had one drone on his back that was flying 14-inch props and was on 12S.
Oh, I saw that thing. Yeah.
It looked like he had it on his backpack, and it looked like it was just going to take off with him.
It looked like it was something for a paramotor. This is you following him?
Yeah, I'm just chasing the follow the pink light.
Okay.
And I can't even tell where I'm going at this point, but I'm just staying close to the pink thing.
Wow. Well, that was a really fun event.
Yeah, we flew until 7 o'clock in the morning. They promised us 24-hour flight lines, and Team Drone Adventures made really good on it. It was really awesome.
It was a lot of fun. And again, there's going to be more events this year than probably in the past 2 or 3 years. And I'm going to try to get out to as many as I can. If you want to
check the events list on my website.
Yeah.
I made a calendar for Ken Heron because he kept forgetting when they were. He's like, email me. And I'm like, bro, I know too many people to be sending out individual invitations. Y'all just got to come to my site and check that list.
Right. That's a good centralized place. Yeah. So you don't have to keep just messaging everybody.
Send me your events. Send them to me because I want to get them all listed. There's an event next weekend in California in the Bay Area. It's St. Quadrix Day. It's all weekend long. That's pretty awesome, and it's coming right up.
All right. And I want to invite everybody watching to come, of course, to Minefield. It's going to be Saturday, August 19th.
Yeah, we're going to make that Minefield meetup 4.20.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna fire it up at Minefield.
All right. Yeah, that's
come on down, boys.
It's a free event. It's it just has everybody hanging out and flying, and it's for FPV and for camera drones and fixed wing and wings and just anybody that wants to come.
Anybody who's curious about getting in the air, definitely come out. It's amazing. Everybody's welcome. The people are always super helpful. There's people fixing stuff and helping other people fix stuff. I always see all kinds of crazy drones there. That's one of my favorite things is, I live in my little world, but I come out there and it's like, oh, somebody's got a surveying drone. They're going to fly up into the structure.
Yeah.
There's all
like
kinds of fun stuff.
A toddler
There was
lifter.
a race of your favorite, the POS. They had like 5 guys who tried to fly in formation in the rain last year.
Yep. They did it too. They did it. Yeah. So before we get to the news, I wanted to mention to everybody that the weekly bow chart, or the bi-weekly bow chart, hasn't been available lately because poor Mr. Beauchart's recovering from some leg surgery. And as you can tell from this image, he really needs to take care of those gams because those are some sexy legs right there.
I think like a national treasure of Canada.
Yeah. I think his legs are insured with Lloyd's of London, to be honest. But before we get to the news with Jeff, and there's a lot of it, tell us a little bit about the last thing that you just printed, that white thing that you showed me.
The toroidal propellers that I recommend you do not 3D print.
Right. Tell us about the hemorrhoidal propeller you got there.
Well, it's gonna explode.
It's gonna explode, right? You shouldn't print any propellers. You should.
No, you really shouldn't. It's a bad idea. But if you want to see what happens when you 3D print propellers, you can go watch it on Ken's channel. We blew up some props for Ken, and if you can check out eDrone, he's a big supporter of mine as well, and he's got a Sunday weekend live stream, and I think his drops during the week when he does it. But give him a couple weeks to put it out, and you'll see more ridiculous 3D printed propellers exploding.
Yeah. Now, I'm actually curious what polycarbonate toroidal hemorrhoidal propeller would do, and I had a chance to talk with Mike from GemFan out at the event, and here's what he said about it.
So, toroidal props, what's the dealio with GemFan?
Okay, so I wanted to, we've known about the toroidal props for quite a while, but the problem is that I don't want to produce a toroidal prop just for the sake of having a novelty out.
Right.
I wanted to talk to the guys of MIT and the Air Force to be able to respect their design because they put a lot of work on that, and it's
Is it a certain design that works better than others?
Yes and no. So far, the test that we've done is they got more thrust, but they are not as silent as people thought they were.
Yeah.
What they do is they have a higher pitch, and the higher pitch, the sound dissipates faster than the lower pitch. That's why you can go, when you go to a concert, you can hear the bass drum and the bass from afar, but not the bright.
Is it a certain KV motor that they're better for?
Yes and no. It depends. It depends on the design and the pitch. So right now we are just making more workbench tests and some prototyping. They seem more like a novelty than something really, really useful.
Yeah, and people should not 3D print them.
Oh no, absolutely not. No. So you see, he's gonna try that and it's not gonna work.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Here's what happens when you 3D print them. It's spinning and then
She's getting the wobbles.
oh, it just disappeared. Holy shit. One frame it's there, one frame it's not. Good God.
It's not going to be so useful in this case for every scenario. Like a lot of research needs to be done yet to have like a good prototype out that people can really use. And we don't like to push things in this case, so we're not going to come up with that very soon.
But you're gonna make a limited run for special YouTubers?
Yeah. So I'll make sure to send some to
Bardwell?
To Bardwell.
And
to
Rotor Riot, yeah.
Yeah, and of course I'm going to keep you in mind.
Ah, thanks, buddy.
So, but yeah, that's the thing. But we're only going to produce them if we are able to talk with MIT and give some sort of
course,
like payment or licensing from because they actually came up with the idea. So I think respecting copyright, the copyright and the idea
absolutely
is key in this
That's
case.
just good businessmanship. Is that a word? Businessmanship?
I mean, we can make
it is now.
Yeah, it
All
is
right.
now.
Awesome.
So why is everybody going crazy about these propellers, Dave?
It's all hype.
It's all hype. How about this? If you want a good, solid toroidal propeller, just go to your RC boat dealer and buy some of those RC boat props and put them on your quad.
If you want a good, solid propeller, just buy a propeller from GemFan or HQ.
That's right. That's right.
They're only $3 a bag, and they're not going to cause shrapnel to explode and hit you.
Right. You don't want that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
You would have waited forever, wouldn't you, Dave?
As long as I possibly could.
Heading over into the drone news-sphere, it's Jeff Sills. What's up, buddy?
Well, okay, so 2 weeks ago, I had a story that I wanted to show on the show, but I had a feeling there was more to it.
Uh-huh.
And so I waited, and it paid off.
All right.
So 2 weeks ago, there was a drone attack on an A-50 spy plane in Belarus. This is one of the Russian AWACS early warning aircraft, and it was supposedly damaged on a Belarus airstrip. The original footage that came out was this footage that showed the Belarusian saboteurs flying a drone to the plane and landing on it, and then landing on it a couple of times and then flying away.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor was, or the story was, that the plane had been damaged by an explosive drone. But this wasn't an explosive drone. I mean, they obviously flew away from the aircraft.
Right.
So I knew that there was more to the story. So I waited a few days later, and the second video came out. And this video was the one that had the real meat to it. This is the actual attempt to drop a bomb on the Russian early warning aircraft. So they actually fly the drone out to the plane, and they look for the weakest part of the aircraft, just behind the cockpit where prior to the radar dome, there's an electronics area there. And they land the drone on top of the plane, and then, unlike the other video where you saw it take off and fly away, this one just goes to static, which is them detonating the explosive.
Yeah, and it's not dropping a bomb. It's the quad is the bomb, and then they just flip, like a switch on the controller, and that's it. It's over.
So the first one just looked like a teabagging.
Well,
Yes.
the first one we believe was that because the weather was different in the first one, we believe it was a test run. And, obviously flying a drone onto a Russian airbase is a little risky. They needed to know whether or not they could actually get to the plane, et cetera. So the first one was obviously a test run to see whether or not they could do it.
Well, let me show you
And the
this.
second one
Just the beginning of it. You can see where they took off from. I mean, clearly the Russian perimeters of their military places aren't very heavily guarded because they're not that far away from the fence.
No.
And this happens, they're going to have to go to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. So this was a slap in the face to the Russians, showing that their aircraft were severely underprotected. And that particular plane, they don't have many of those. And to have that aircraft damaged or out of service is a major blow to the work that they're trying to do. So that's a slap in the face to have a plane of that magnitude damaged or injured or destroyed in some fashion.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a flying mobile command center. I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
you can run the whole battlefield from that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can.
Not anymore. Yeah.
And it's not very cheap.
No.
No,
Putin's going to be getting out quite a bunch of money printers in order to make another one of those.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
All right. So the next story, this one was a story that was shared with me multiple times. I believe Ken probably got a few million references to this.
Yeah.
But recently, a man was stranded on a mountain. And so he didn't have cell phone service. So the best way to figure that out was to type a text message and then put his drone or put the phone on his drone and send it airborne until I got service.
That's a brilliant solution.
And back in Oregon, we have a rescue to tell you about in Lane County where a man stranded in the snow was saved thanks to his drone. Now, Sheriff Search and Rescue says the man got stuck in his vehicle on a remote forest road where he did not have cell service. So he typed out a text to a friend describing where he was, attached his phone, hit send, and then launched the drone. The text got out once it was up there. Rescue crews eventually moved in. And on the way, they found another driver who'd been stranded for days in the snow and rescued them as well. What a story.
That's fantastic.
Very innovative, and it makes perfect sense. So I see that happening again in the future.
Oh, yeah.
He must have a smart controller, because if you ever take your cell phone off of the regular dumb controllers on the DJI, you get like a 300-foot radius, and that's about it.
Really? Because I know you can
if
fly your drone without the monitor.
Yeah, you get a bubble, though.
Do you now?
You do.
I didn't know that.
Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because I fly down rivers all the time, and I don't always have my phone in it. Actually, the last time it happened, my phone had the water in the port, and it was like, hey, I'm a waterproof phone, but you better not plug anything into me.
Wow.
But yeah, it got geofenced. It was like maybe 200, 300 feet from where I was standing in the river, and it would just stop at that point, wouldn't go any further.
Well, you know what? He wouldn't be able to do that after RID comes in, because he's going to need his phone to be connected while he's flying, right?
Yeah. Thanks, government.
Yeah, thanks. Wow. Thanks for that fun fact, Dave. The more you know. Back to you, Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty scary flying without a screen too, though. I'm not a big fan of that.
All right. So next in the news, this is a little bit of that Buck Rogers stuff that I love that comes out for drones. Iris Automation is a company that makes a software called Cassius G Detect and Avoid, and it's tech that allows drones to essentially avoid things on the ground, trees, wires, etc. It's a ground-based detection and avoidance system. They are working with an American company called Flying Lion to build police drones, because police departments that are now coming underneath the guidance of not using Chinese drones are actively searching for something separate. And the one problem that police departments have is that sometimes they want to fly their drones extended distances, and it's hard to do that when you need to have a visual flight observer. So what Iris Automation is doing is building a system with respect to the FAA rules and restrictions that will allow police departments to fly beyond visual line of sight using this special detect and avoid software on these specific types of drones. So hopefully we will get a chance to see some of these in process. I'd love to get some video footage of these things in flight. They already have 22,000 flights to their belt with first responder flight hours. So they are building up the proof of concept, and definitely look forward to seeing more about this, because robotic drones that avoid ground detection stuff, it's just cool. All right. Next we have Clemson University is developing a new program with the FAA administration to train drone pilots.
We start basic flight training using a state-of-the-art drone simulator. We provide you a controller that you connect to your personal computer. The simulator approximates the physics of 14 of the most commonly used commercial drones. By using a simulator, students can get the true sense for how close you can fly to an object and learn to scale distances without the risk of damaging an aircraft. The basic flight training continues in week 3, but with the exercises increasing in difficulty. You will run the simulator on your desktop. However, your performance will be sent to our server so your instructor can see your progress and help you improve.
This a college course?
Yeah, it's going to be a college training course.
So like Drones 101. That's great.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff. And of course, because it's they work directly with the FAA, you know, it's going to be hopefully be able to put out some really good pilots. All right. So here in the United States, we know that along our southern border, we constantly have the problem with drones being flown across the border, carrying drugs and whatnot. But we're not the only country that has to deal with this problem. India has a huge problem with drones being flown from Pakistan. And recently, the BSF personnel heard and saw a drone cross the border and drop 3 packets of drugs in a field. They then fired at the drone, but weren't able to hit it before it was able to get back across the border. This is a recurring problem for them. Because in this particular case, the packages had 3 kilograms of heroin, but previous packages had weapons, ammunition, and other things that they probably really don't want Pakistan sending into India. So, but hats off to them for being able to detect and deter this, at least in this one particular case.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. And this is straight from my hometown here in Houston. We have big, giant, huge rodeo thing going on down here, and all these country western singers are down here every night playing, and they have a Houston rodeo every night. And at the NRG Stadium, they provided us with this fabulous drone show.
Oh, yes. Hey, check out this wonderful drone show. And that's it.
Fabulous. All right.
That's all you get.
Yep, that was it.
They were paying by the second.
Yes. Paying by the second. Thank you for Facebook for giving us only a small portion of the actual video. All right. So what would you say would be the most valuable thing to reducing school shootings?
Don't have any students in the school.
Or
get rid of children.
Get rid of children.
Or,
I second that motion.
Or recently in the past, we had the Axon, I guess, tech vendor. They talked about deploying armed robotic drones called taser drones.
Okay.
And they have actually been trying to promote the use of, as a public safety, taser drones in schools.
I'm sorry, dude. This is old news. Bot Grinder made a taser drone like 3 years ago. He put a taser on a tiny whoop and shot the shit out of himself.
Yeah. Well, the FAA specifically says you can't like attach weapons to your drone.
He also didn't try to take it to school and tase any students.
Oh. Well, that's
this would be used as a method of trying to deter somebody that was trying to hurt students.
Deter.
I don't think that they're going to get away with this.
No,
though.
they're not. That's not a deterrent. If you're bad, a drone with a taser will come out and you can see it. Oh, I would immediately want to see that.
Dude, just hit him with an FPV quad. Problem solved.
Yeah, you get lacerations instead of tased.
I mean, you'll drop the gun quick either way.
The idea of arming a drone in the first place is kind of off the limits, and then the idea of armed drones in schools, I think, pretty much puts a capper on that one.
Right.
All right. So Monta Vista launched recently a new line of lithium metal battery products. This increases the flight time of commercial drones by 60 to 80%.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's in there? Magic? What is it?
This particular thing is a lithium ion battery, and it's, I guess, a new design. It uses lithium metal anodes and is optimized in a non-flammable liquid electrolyte. Uses Metri P series cells and provides high specific energy over 400 WH kilogram. that can sustain an ultra-long in-air time for a commercial drone, and is also a high specific power that can lift and maneuver it safely at high speeds. So usually what I see is that stuff that goes into the commercial arena tends to trickle down eventually. And I would love to see this type of technology trickle down into our drones.
We need a big shift in battery technology. That's the next thing.
But all this is just a new cathode. This is the same thing as old lipos that we've already had. They're like, hey, we're going to put phosphate in this one on this cathode. And so this is all still like the same lithium ion technology. We're ready for the next limit. I'm with you, Ken. Let's get some supercapacitors up in here.
But a 60 to 80% longer flight time is actually a pretty impressive benchmark for this particular battery. I mean, even if it's not, getting in the thing and flying all day long, that 60 to 80% longer flight time can make a big difference.
Yeah, it's kind of like cars with that get 70 miles a gallon. Those cars suck.
Plus, it might just be marketing. You know what I've got that's 60% longer?
Right. Yeah. Right. That's why
you don't believe me?
That's why all condoms are called Maxim.
But if you had the ability for an agricultural drone to stay in the air longer,
I saw the label on the packaging. It was 1S, 6 amp hours. That's a 6,000 mAh cell that's about this big. So that looks like a standard LiPo cell. I mean, as far as energy density, it looks like it's pretty similar to what we're already doing.
But I just got this message from my producer that doesn't exist. Apparently, this battery now contains unicorn farts. So that's better, right?
Right.
I'm being told no. Back to you in the studio. Okay.
On to the next story.
Yeah.
All right. So recently there was an exceptionally long 2-hour video of a police chase in Compton, California, that ended in an hour-long standoff with a suspect essentially appearing to be huffing a balloon in a nitrous canister in his car while police were completely surrounding him in his pickup truck.
Yeah.
The standoff lasted for an exceptionally long period of time. The SWAT team arrived, and of course they needed to be able to, I guess, take care of the situation calmly without ending up like shooting anybody. And so they had this great idea. They flew the drone next to the car and got the guy's attention. As he was sitting there looking at the drone and being focused on it, the SWAT team came up the other side of the truck and threw a tear gas canister in it with this result.
Yeah, this is what that looked like.
Okay, this is just from moments ago. The suspect, remember, had been, looks like he put on some type of new outer garment there, maybe a jacket, and there he is, and he runs. He takes that outer garment off. He gets down on the ground. His hands are up, and they come in to arrest him.
Man,
this is a clear case where the police needed FlyHigh LEDs.
Yes. Look at me.
Distraction scenario right here.
Right.
Apparently huffing nitrous oxide or nitrous canisters doesn't actually prepare you for being blasted with tear gas. So
but it does prepare you for a great night out at the club. Yes. Give me that nitrous canister.
You can even see the Mavic in the shot there, hovering over his hood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They used it to get his attention, and so that they could sneak up to the other side of the truck. Which is brilliant. Hats off job to the SWAT team for coming up with that one. All right. So next we have Wing. Recently showed off the auto loaders that it's going to be using for the drone delivery network that they have built, and the auto loader stations will hang on to boxes, basically waiting for like a skyhook style pickup. So as each drone comes through, it will just snag the package and be able to leave faster. And of course, some of the photographs that we're seeing of the delivery area where these drones are staged, there's a ton of drones there, and they have the little QR codes to let the drones know where they're supposed to land.
Right.
That's, I guess, where they're recharging the drones.
They've got to load all the tube socks, man. I mean, it's going
They
to
have
be
to.
rapid fire. When they first start this stuff in Tennessee, it's going to be tube sock after tube sock after tube sock.
I can't
right
wait.
to Ken's house.
I can't wait for my package to be snagged. That's what I want.
Well, it's an innovative new way of being able to load the drones, because most of the stuff that we normally see are drones being manually loaded, like this particular video out of Singapore with a gentleman who decided to get pizza delivered.
Oh yeah. This is there's pizza on there.
Yeah.
And what I want in my pizza delivery, I want my pizza to be under 8 giant fans. That's what I want. So.
Well, and see, the autoloader would remove some of this because it loads it without requiring the manual effort of people coming up to it. But still, there you go.
So, well, hold on. Then they walk over to it. It's also convenient. Yeah, we got our pizzas out of here. Drone pizza. Yummy. Nummy. Well, that's about 4 of them there. That's nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have a bunch of people that need to eat. So.
Domino's. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Hold on. I have a public service message for everyone. Hi, this is Ken. Drone delivery outside of hospital blood and medication and within big cities will never happen. Do I have to keep saying this? It's just not going to happen. Until all the lawyers die, it's not going to happen. All right.
Come on, Ken. You can't deliver 4 mini pizzas with a $30,000 drone. I mean,
yeah, right.
they only have to sell 24,000 pizzas to make it break even.
That's right. I the first pizza I order, I'll get the pizza and then I'll get the drone. Then I'll call them back and say, I want a pizza and a controller now. Because I will have a $30,000.
Yeah.
You know, that's just dumb. It's just dumb.
They got to have really good insurance or something.
Not going to happen. It will never happen. It will never happen. It will never happen. It will never happen. All right, back to you.
Okay, so recently at a symposium in San Diego, a Network Distributed Security Systems Security Symposium, or NDSS, researchers from the Ruhr University and CISPA Humboldt Center for Information Security demonstrated that they were able to reverse engineer the radio signals from drones sold by DJI, the leading manufacturer of consumer quadcopter drones.
Oh my.
They were able to decode the radio protocol that they use called Drone ID.
Oh dear.
By deconstructing the signal, the researchers could see that every single DJI drone communication transmits not only its own GPS location and a unique identifier for the drone, but also the GPS coordinates of where the operator is.
You need to save that one for tonight's guest, Mad Stack.
Yeah. What was it?
He's been tearing apart these things and looking at the logging that they're doing inside.
Yeah.
Well, Drone ID was originally designed to allow governments and regulators and law enforcement to monitor drones and prevent their abuse. But the system was in a little box, and it was, unique. You could only those regulators and people could buy it. Now, because this particular unencrypted transmission has been decoded, they now have the ability for anybody with the ability to access or build this tool to essentially hack DJI drones and be able to track them, as well as the operators.
So they can hack them, and then they can track them, and they can whack them, and then they can sell them to Karen, and we're all screwed.
Well, no, they sell them to Mexican cartels, and then they use
well,
them
those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to buy them.
No. Right.
Oh my God.
No.
Not like they had billions of dollars just to invest in drones.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Newfoundland Drones, I just got to stop and say thank you. He just donated 5 memberships.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and I see Cali FPV. He's one of my sponsored pilots. Just became a member.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
And Aiken Drone Flyer. Thank you, guys. We're going to break a record tonight, I think.
We recorded some fantastic member-only content before the stream, didn't we, Dave?
Yeah.
It's very telling.
It's a little dirty.
Yeah. And you'll be surprised as to the color of Jeff's nipples. I was. Back to you in the newsroom.
That's, Ken, I think you're
not exactly sure
you're
how
not
to
selling
respond
membership.
to
with
Oh,
that.
but no. Oh, no, we're losing. We're leeching members. We're
you're
leeching members.
leeching members at that point.
See,
yeah.
what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the girlfriends and wives of the dudes that are making their girlfriends and wives watch this to hop aboard.
So,
and all I have to do for that is, oh, yes.
Yeah. I can feel the women entering the room right now.
Oh, yes.
They're banging on my door trying to get in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's that? I can hear ladies all over the country, all over the world. They just dropped an egg.
And panties.
No, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
all right. So, for some of you, you guys know that we use a news aggregator that goes out and essentially, probes the internet, comes back, brings me a huge source of news that I can then kind of cherry pick through and find the very best stuff for you. And normally, whenever a big event happens in the world, that news aggregator gets flooded with the same story over and over and over. And I can tell you right now that the same stupid drone story that I had to go through millions of videos to find the stuff for you this evening was the recent incursion between two Russian airplanes and one of our American drones that was flying in international waters.
Yes.
But this footage shows the Russian aircraft attempting to damage the drone by doing what they call a fuel dump. And so they will come along and they will dump fuel in the path of the drone in an attempt to cause it to crash.
And
now,
it
of course, obviously, what eventually happened was after multiple passes by these planes, they eventually hit the rear prop, and that's what caused the drone to crash.
It's the Russian equivalent of, like when you're with your sibling and you're kids, and you're like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Not touching you.
Yeah.
So we'll just.
I didn't
She
pull
spit
the
on me,
trigger.
though.
There was no aggression on my part.
Right.
There's
I
several
just peed a
videos.
little fuel out the back.
I was just dumping fuel. That's all.
There are several videos of not only taken from the drone, but also taken from the Russians. The Russians were filming their passes as they went by, and they were missing that drone by feet. I mean, literally just feet as they passed by.
That's good piloting, actually. To tell you the truth,
Oh, really? Yeah.
I mean, it is as fast as they were going.
Yeah.
That's
Blast them with your prop wash.
right. Yeah, that's messed up.
Think about the cost of the fuel, though.
Oh, so much. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with
And how many passes they
are
made.
today? Yeah, that's just horrible.
Hey Vlad, we downed the drone. We got it. It's splash in the ocean. Good. What's that? Oh, probably 1 million rubles worth of fuel. It's worth it though, huh? How much is a ruble to $1? Does anybody know the exchange rate?
No idea.
No. Okay.
And that's the stories.
That's
that I
it.
have.
Okay. All right. I don't
Thank you,
have
Jeff.
any more stories. Thank you very much, Jeff. Before we go, tell us, what have you been drinking? And I noticed that at the beginning of the newscast, that was full. What was in there?
It's fruit punch.
Fruit punch. All right. Well, thank
And
you.
I will remind everybody, I thank you very much for the drone news desk.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yes.
Because that's the only way you need to be drinking fruit punch.
I think that was from...
you can also stay hydrated. With the
Stay hydrated. Thank you very much, Jeff. We appreciate your drunken news. Thank you very much.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
All right. And now it's jokey joke time. What do you got?
call it when I have not one but 2 cigarettes?
I don't know. What do you call it when you have not one but 2 cigarettes?
Double jointed.
That's pretty good.
Oh, come on! You don't like my weed puns? If weed puns are a sin, I'll see you in hell.
What's that? Oh, I think I hear a train a-coming. My goodness, this is... I already have to thank all of our new members and people that have gifted memberships. Let me go back up here. Thank you, Drone Rob, for the $20. And Trevor Fussville, Koshat, Quinn Dynasty, and Uncle Stewie is a new member. Welcome to the Razketeers. Thank you. You know what,
Uncle Stewie is the host of Castle Crash. He is the founder of Castle Crash. Mad props to Casey. Really good dude.
Thank you for the support, Uncle Stewie. Appreciate becoming a member. You can gift memberships, of course. Just go to the link, of course, and you click that, and then there's these 3 dots in the right-hand corner, and you jump through the hoop of fire, and then you fax that, and we call you back, and it's the whole thing. But once you gift a membership, then YouTube will dole them out to deserving people. And it could be you. Leonard Oglesby, been a member for 29 months. Thank you very much. Even without fresh oil, this thing still works. Thank you, Leonard. Northside Hawk, been a member for 19 months. Of the Pigeon Jerky Gang, thank you very much. Mark Sullivan, 420. What's that about, Dave? I don't know. That's a random amount. That's weird.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's dab time.
Is it dab time? Okay. Well, do what you got to do. He says, are we there yet? Keith, D&D Aerial Views, been a member for 30 months. Thank you very much, bud. Let's do this. He says, Ken Torbeck, who was the creator of those glasses that Jeff Sills was drinking out of, $5. Is the homeless guy going to co-host? He has camera experience. He's talking about the homeless guy that stole my security camera the other day.
What did you call him? Homeless Santa?
Homeless Santa, yeah. Poor guy. He's off his meds. I wish him no harm. But I got my camera back, so that's all.
Oh, somebody asked when Castle Crash is. It's September 1st through 4th in South Carolina. You can get tickets on my site. Look at the bottom of my site. Go all the way to the bottom and hit events. I got all the FPV and drone meetups listed there.
Right there it
including
is.
Castle Crash.
There it is. Right there, Castle Crash.
And it's only $50 for 4 days of flying and camping, like everything included. We actually started a nonprofit group. Casey, Uncle Stewie there, started a nonprofit called Castle Crash Society. And the whole thing is we just want people to get together and have fun. We're not trying to get rich. We just want everybody to have a good time.
That's what it should be about. Fisher's Aerial Photography, $2. Thank you very much for that. One Vision Aerial has been a member for 9 months. Minefield 2023, going to be awesome. Can't wait. Absolutely. It's a free event. Go to minefieldmeet.com or click the link on Dave's page, of course.
Yeah. Got you linked right there at the bottom.
Look Mom a Drone, which is a great username, $5. He says simply, hi, as in hi, I guess, right?
Yeah, as in level up.
$5 from Arco Drone Solutions. Thank you, Art, over there in Colorado, where there's a lot of people who are legally high over there, aren't they? He says, I'm off to the Philippines in 3 weeks, bringing my Avata. Very good. Dirt Road Drones, $10. Thank you very much. I wish I had known y'all were going to the Big Pig Jig. I live 30 miles from there and would have loved to have met up. Putting events on a website is a great idea. Whose idea was that, Dave?
It was Ken's idea. He's full of good ideas.
But you implemented it. We're a great team.
I'm a doer. You're a thinker. You're the man with the plan, and I'm the man to make shit happen.
There you go. Pound it. Give me a pound. No, other side. Yeah, there we go. All right. Shelby Vol, the Wingmaster, $2. He says, "What's
Shelby
up?"
Vol.
He is.
Dude, we got a show this Sunday with Shelby Vol. He is doing the drone hanger 2.0. He's fired it back up. Shelby's one of my sponsored pilots. He's got tons of these LEDs everywhere, and I'll be live on his show Sunday night.
I saw that. I saw his stream. It's really cool. It's like a bar scene. He's got people hanging on stripper poles. It's weird.
Yes.
I like
it. If you throw a super chat at him, you'll make somebody dance the pole.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Shelby. Brent Ariels, been a member for 23 months. That's almost 2 years. Thanks, man. Woohoo, I made it. I'm late, but I'm here, he says. Quadcopters and Tech, member 7 months of the Pigeon Jerky Gang. Thank you very much. This support really does mean a great deal to me and the channel. Shutter Speed Ireland, £5. Let's pound it. People in the UK watching tonight, as it is late, we're going to be talking with Mads Tech, who is staying up late for us in just a minute. Let me get through these, Mr. Mads. So he says, where'd it go? I scrolled and lost it. There we go. Quadcopters in Tech. And Callie FPV is a new member. Thank you for becoming a member.
One of my sponsored pilots.
Shutter Speed Ireland says, Ken, did you send me a drone? Yesterday I received a Mavic 3 Cine. No note, no info, or return address. Yes, I did. I sent you the wrong one. Send it back to me. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't send that to you. Just keep it. Keep it. Wow, I'd like to have that kind of mailing accident. Aiken Drone Flyer 803, new member. Thank you very much. Member of the Heron Birds, Newfoundland Drones. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. By the way, Dave, you like the song I'm playing?
Yeah, dude.
It's the Doobie Brothers. I played that just for you.
I appreciate it.
Ken Torbeck, thank you very much, buddy. Bob Casey, Ariel, $10 for the trip to the SFDM. Every little bit helps. I think that's April 1st. I'm going to be down there. Dave, you going to make it down there in Florida?
I don't know. What's that event? I got to put it on my list.
April 1st. I'll send you some info. Aiken Drone Flyer 803, 99 cents. Captain Colin, thanks again, Ken and Dave, for coming to the TDA Barbecue Bando. Had a blast meeting you both. Anubis Arts, TJ Grady, haven't seen you in a while. He's been a member for 28 months. And he says simply, and this is very important, pickles. No matter where you go in life, remember, pickles. And Scott, bringing up the rear, as it were, with $10. Best drone for less than 1K. What is it? Is that what it is?
Marmot.
Uh-huh. I got one of those.
Best drone for under a K. They're only $675 for the kit to get the parts, and you build it yourself, or I'll have a master builder build it for you. And all my drones come waterproofed and set up and actually ready to fly, not like RTF, whatever that's supposed to mean.
Right. And where can they find that?
www.flyhighfpv.com.
There you go. Oh, Kim Fuse, thanks for the $10, Kim. Thank you very much. Travel fund. I'm going to need it. I'm going to be traveling quite a bit. And this weekend, I'm going to East Tennessee to hang out with the know-it-all. And so I'm driving my RX-8, and it's going to be expensive to drive. Thank you very much, Mr. FPV.
Is the
as well.
Barbell going to drop some knowledge on you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fun day out there at the Bardwell compound. Gardo Rotor, $2. Minefield 4.0. Yes. Don't forget.
4.20.
4.20 for Dave. That means he'll arrive 20 minutes late.
On time.
That's right. Well, whenever I meet Dave for something, he's like, yeah, I'll be down at Caraway at noon. I'm like, okay.
Noonish.
Ish. The heavy on the ish.
I'm very specific. I don't ever say I'll be there at 12.
That's
I say
Dave
noonish.
time. That's you have to remember, Dave Light Savings time. You have to remember that.
That's right. Dave Light Savings.
I'm gonna start using that. It's Dave Light Savings time, everybody. All right, give me a couple jokes while I dial in over to Wales, UK, and bring in our special guest, Mads Tech.
What did the frog say when he passed the bong?
I don't know. What did he say?
Rip it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh my God.
Or what happens when you eat too much weed?
I don't know. What happens?
Nothing. It won't hurt you. You just get a pot belly.
Just keep going. Oh, is that what happens? Oh my God. Have I mentioned how much I hate Skype?
Oh, I've heard a couple of times. My favorite is when you bring in the guest and hang up on me.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm not going to do that. Here we go. This is happening. This is happening. What are we doing? What the hell?
And it's not because the getting hung up on part. I don't mind that so much.
Yeah.
My favorite part is just watching your head explode when it
I
happens.
know. It's like, I hate Skype, but I have to use it because let me just show you. I'm using this stupid freaking Wirecast BS. I hate it. I hate it. I want to kill it with fire. Okay. So it's not calling him. Let me if I click
Dude,
this
he's
button,
in here. I see him.
Is he here?
Yeah, let him in.
Oh, is he? Okay, I don't know.
He's got no audio though.
Where is he?
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Welcome, Ian.
Hello. Good
Ian.
morning.
Hey, welcome. There he is. There he is. And now Dave's gone. I did it. Dave, are you there? Or are you just messing with me?
I'm still here.
Are you messing with me?
I just see black on the screen, but yeah.
Oh, now why is...
I swear, I have not touched the camera button.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. We're all
That's
here.
all
We're all here. Yeah, Skype. You
We're
can...
live.
Yeah. Hey, thank you very much, Ian, for staying up late. What time is it in Wales?
It's early afternoon, 1 a.m.
Okay.
So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. About the usual time I'd be heading to the SAC. So, no, it's a privilege as always, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being back. It's been a while since we have you on. Another thing I just want to ask everybody in the chat, if there's any echoes or anything, please let me know. I hate Wirecast so much, but I'm not going to stop.
I just want to thank Ian so much. I've been following you for a long time. I have learned so much useful information from you. The stuff you do on RF testing, man, that is so good to me. Just breaking it down, making it simple, helping us understand what channels and how it all meshes together. I love it. Thank you.
I appreciate that. I really do. I was going to say, you can't be watching my channel if you've learned something, because I won't accept that. But yeah, no. Like, I try to do something a bit different in the sense of, I'm just some fool in a garage talking nonsense most of the time.
Yeah, but you're a smart fool, and that's what counts. And you're sharing that knowledge with other people, and that's what's important.
Yeah, no, I think knowledge is an interesting thing because people, you always hear this term of knowledge is power. But if everyone shares a little bit, everyone benefits, and that's the real thing. Is if you know something, why wouldn't you share it with the community?
Yeah,
you don't have to benefit from it. You don't have to financially benefit. Just put it out there and let people run with it.
Absolutely. And there's links to your channel and Dave's stuff. Please, everybody, share the links. Go to the links. Subscribe. All that stuff. If anybody has any questions, please put them in the chit chat. Because
and he's not just an FPV guy. He's this way.
No,
this way.
No,
I get so confused.
And
he's not just an FPV guy. He's a DJI guy from the start.
Yeah. Look, I actually helped them for a long time as well. It was I used to be a camera drone guy. I was FPV, then camera drone, but then always FPV. But I didn't really talk about FPV.
It's funny you should say that, because what I like to do from time to time is go to people's channels and scroll. I scroll way back, way back to the beginning. And without looking, do you remember the name of the first video on your channel?
If it's the first live one, it'll probably be either a prop related video or a Phantom related video. Probably Phantom 3 related.
Oh, it's from 7 years ago. Here's just a little bit. Here's just a little
bad.
bit. Yeah. No, it's not bad.
Hello, welcome back to the bench. Today we're going to discuss two things. The first is the new propellers for the DJI Phantom 3. And how we balance them.
Yeah, and how to balance them. Does anybody balance DJI propellers?
We used to balance props.
Spin them on a pencil.
I actually watched that video back, and the pauses in it, because I sort of go, hello, and then you're waiting, and it's like, and today we're going to
talk. And you're not even in it. Were you camera shy to begin with?
I was Mr. Hands for a very long time. Actually, I did go on camera until 18 or 19. 2018 or 19. No, I was not on camera until 2018. I think it's probably 2019.
And I don't know why that would be, because my God, just looking at you, sir. I mean, you are eye candy.
Are you gonna get Ian on the pool float too?
If you're going for the Carl Pilkington look, is what I would say.
Way! Yes, you are totally Pilkington. Do you get that a lot?
And, hey, there's only one idiot abroad, and I am abroad compared to you guys. So no. It's,
you could just wander onto Gervais' set, and they'd be like, "Hey,
here comes the idiot."
Yeah, that's funny.
But 7. And the crazy thing, Ken, is when you say it's like 7 years, 7 years of YouTube, which is, I don't think I've learned anything yet.
Well, 7 years for technology is a long time. It's ancient. Comparatively. Here's just another little clip from that same video.
And as you can see, to balance them, we put them horizontal first. So if we sit it that side, that blade is dropping. So if we sit it that side,
just rub it on the concrete
same blade is dropping again. So this is showing that blade is heavier than the top blade. The bottom blade is heavier than the top blade.
You know, it's your accent that makes anything compelling to us Americans. You could read like ingredients on cereal and be like, "Oh yeah, go on."
Yeah, and the funny thing is, you know, I used to do a lot of DJI stuff and talk about the ready to fly stuff. And I'll be honest, the reason I actually stopped talking about it was when everything got very expensive. You know, if you okay, drones were always dear, but the barrier to entry. Okay, drones are cheaper than they've ever been, but they're being released more and more often. And the issue is, you imagine upgrading every model now. Oh, well, it was in a period. Today, DJI almost seemed to have stopped releasing products. But there was a period where a drone didn't even last a year. The new model came 8 months later.
Right. Well, they were going after the Apple iPhone model for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, the FAA agrees. They said by the time they finish the NPRM and this remote, I think, D thing comes out, all of our old drones will be obsolete.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of obsolete, let me just mention something really quick because I know you can speak to this. The Avata and the RID firmware that happened with the last firmware update, where we got don't look over here, we got 10-bit color. Oh yeah, RID, but 10-bit color, and everybody's like, yeah, I want that. But then my Avata started flying a little differently.
Bait and switch is the term I think a lot of people would use for it, and yeah, it's another thing they handled badly because, and John really frustrated me about that. There was no need to hide it. They could have just gone, here it is, and if you want it, here it is. What's really annoying is they removed the old firmware. That's the real naughtiness in the whole thing. Is once you have upgraded in the US, you can't go back. And that was the real naughty thing. And I do get they had to make a change for current sold product. That makes sense. But as a company the size DJI was, they could have just done it by activation date. So if your product activated today onwards, you had to have the new firmware. And if it was pre-activated, then you could still have access to the pre-rid firmware.
Here's an idea. Put it in the patch notes.
Yeah.
Tell people that you're doing it instead of just locking them in.
They just sort of said optimized flight behavior, which is DJI's keyword for, I won't swear, but we've messed something up.
Yeah.
Or we've done something you won't like.
I thought that meant it wasn't going to flip out anymore. I didn't know it was, you're now going to be tracked and you have to have a cell phone every time you use the thing.
Yeah. And look, Ken's video was one of the ones I watched on it because I couldn't use it over here because obviously it doesn't work in the UK. And Ken's flight was, I really enjoyed it because Ken was like, I have no idea what this is going to do. I'm going to take it outside and let's see what happens. And the frustration in him, it was just amazing because it was like, this is bonkers. This is driving me nuts. And you know.
Yeah. And if I have drone experience for years, you know, people that are just getting the Avata as their first drone, they're going to be even more frustrated. And it's a very popular drone. I like the Avata. I like what it does. I like how it flies when it flies right. But
it's a great product. It's actually I've been critical of the floor, and that's a bit like saying I drove my car at 130 mile an hour and turned fast and it flipped. You could argue that is the sort of flaw. It isn't 100% right. I still think there's something fundamentally off the Avata, but what it is designed for, it is absolutely a beast at, which is a cine whoop, a slow cine whoop. I put the Avata into places I wouldn't put any other FPV drone. Yeah. I'll find a small gap in a tree because the DJI stability is so good. The fail-safe is so good. It's very rare you get a drone that flies just as easily as this thing does. It is very, very good.
And you're talking about in normal mode. I mean, you can rip a little bit, and it's good that they let you do that. But really what it is,
like, was the most impressive part of that drone to me. I took Ken's and I flew it into Caraway Hospital, and he's screaming, "Don't stop, Dave, come back!" And I'm like, "No, I think I can go all the way through the building and into the atrium from here." And he's like, "Please don't." And I'm like, "I'm going."
You did it
and
anyway.
I kept going, and when I finally got into this last hallway, it lost connection, but it just stayed there and hovered in place. and I was able to turn my body and get better positioning and reconnect, and then fly up out of a skylight and keep sending it.
And this is a bando that's packed with reinforced concrete, like thick.
But the fact that it just doesn't fall out of the sky when you get to the edge of your limit that's next.
And that's actually, you know, if you're after a drone that works well in stabilized modes, you know, Betaflight's got stabilized, Dyno's got stabilized, but none of them are like DJI's. And that's where it's at its best, is if when you fly the Avata in a GPS mode with the visual system on the bottom, it will just sit there. And that's where you can sort of push it more than an acro mode drone. You know, you can fly an acro quad anyway, but there are places you wouldn't want to fly an acro quad with the risk of not getting it out. With the Avata, actually, I'd push it further.
You know, with how all the garbage that we have to deal with Chinese drone companies like DJI, and how everything comes out of Shenzhen is evil, and you know. Yeah. But it was the DJI products that made people think, hey, I can start a business with this. Yeah. You know, and it was the Avata in particular that made people think, now I can do fly-through videos like everybody's doing, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Belarus has a great point too. He says he talked to his congressional representative about remote ID today.
Oh.
If you're unhappy with the way things are looking and the FAA's rules right now, the only way you're going to be able to make a change is if you get in touch with your congressmen, get in touch with your representatives, and start trying to make changes. There's an initiative right now to change the limit from 250 grams to 1 kilogram, and that would allow a whole lot more recreational flight to be excluded from remote ID. And so if you haven't already, check out the FPV Freedom Coalition. They are working their tails off for us to try to make things better for this community. And for DJI drones, it makes a difference. For FPV drones, it makes a difference. Anybody that's flying drones, it's going to make a huge difference if we can get that limit raised.
I'm on board, and I support it.
I wrote him and I said, my 7-year-old daughter flies drones in my backyard, and now because of this legislation, she's going to have to be tracked in my own backyard with a GPS location that any pedo with a cell phone can pick up and determine where she is and how far away she is from that drone. And they can even see what kind of drone she's flying, whether or not it's valuable enough to steal. It's such an invasion of privacy and a endangerment to the pilots. If there's anything we can do to stop it or adjust it or modify it,
I'm with you. That makes practical, logical sense. But as we know, the government is not logical. And I think once you raise it to the 1 kilogram, there's no way they're going to make a Mavic not need RID, unfortunately.
There's just no other way I see right now. And the FAA is about to get renewed. It'll be 5 years before we have another chance like this to influence them.
No, I'm with you, and I think we should support it, absolutely. But, yes, Ian.
Yeah. There's a lot of work being done by the Freedom Coalition guys. I've sent them something over for it. You know, they've been asking for opinions from people and you know, just little bits, and I've sent something in, and that I have got something I need to put out on the channel as well on it. And anything we can do, it's just a game of constant pressure. That's the only way we'll make a difference.
What's going on?
Yeah, they're going to keep cutting away at our rights. The only thing we can do is push back.
What's going on in the UK? What are you fighting drone-wise over there?
It's not too bad here at the moment. A lot of the instability actually around the rules is around commercial operators. I'm a commercial op as well, and the CAA seem to be constantly messing with the rules commercial operators operate under. And the irony is the general public's rules for average users have pretty much been stable since the European thing. We were part of Europe when the new rules came in, and then we left, but we basically adopted what they had, apart from RID. The UK threw RID off to the side a minute because they want to look at their own solution. But yeah, the CAA are just messing with commercial operators, and the irony of it is they're not the people you need to mess around with. You know, these are the people who are qualified, they've got skin in the game financially. It's often either their full-time or part-time business. They're not going to generally do something stupid, yet they keep messing around with the rules that we operate under. So that's where the biggest challenges are. Things are pretty quiet over here drone-wise. Obviously, Gatwick is always a constant pressure. You know, we're still trying to understand what actually happened there. There's been a kind of stuff in Birmingham and Ireland, but overall, it's pretty stable over here. You know,
I'm sorry.
We're busy shooting down balloons with missiles.
Yeah. We're not too bad, you know.
I was going to say, what is the most drone-friendly part of the UK?
There probably isn't, because it's all the same set
the
of rules.
Ocean.
You know, we don't. Yeah, the ocean. We don't. Everything falls under one system over here. You know, we don't have the individual. You have individual councils who are starting to try and do stupid stuff, like say you can't fly over this park, and the rules in the UK are very much you can control the land, you can't control the sky. So you could prevent someone taking off and landing, but you couldn't stop them flying over. Yet you still get stupid things like councils saying you can't fly over here, and you're like, well, actually, we can.
The same thing here. In fact, on next TNL, we're going to have Ryan LaTourette on, and he is fighting all of these local municipalities. There's one, I think, in Iowa, they're talking about, and pretty close to passing aerial trespass, which could set all kinds of horrible precedent. We need to squash that. You know, it's
and you got businesses trying to sell, like, you know, get your property registered so people won't be able to fly over you, and it's all snake oil
boy
crap.
Funny you should say that.
Speaking of snake oil,
oh my God. Okay, Dave, you want to broach this subject, because I'm not one to, you know,
let's take a look at the website.
Let me preface it first, because I'm not one to get my whatever minions I might have or influence in the community and get them to pounce on someone. I'm not like that. But on this, we have to destroy this with fire. So this is a website called Class G Inc. Okay, and let me just read this. This is the About Us page. Our vision at Class G Inc. is to help you protect your privacy. A lot of landowners don't realize that they own part of the airspace above their house. False.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit. Our goal is to help you monitor that space and have peace of mind knowing who is not only around your house, but above it. With our product here at Class G Inc., you will be able to capture drone information and see what is flying above your airspace. The data will be collected from a product monitor who is flying in your airspace, how long they were there, and then a toll will be billed to the drone owner. How are we going to do that? How the hell are we going to do that? It's just insane. And they go on. What will happen is a photo will be captured of the unregistered drone, and that will be sent to the local authorities. The data will also be collected on how long the unregistered drone was in your airspace. Learn more.
Taxing the sky.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So what this is, and Dave, I think you'll agree, this is one of those scam websites. You remember when Part 107 first came out, and there were all these, you do a search, I'll get my 107. There's all these scam companies. We'll get it for you. When all you have to, you pay them to do what you can do for free. This is basically them taking, I hate to keep calling it a Karen app, but it is a Karen app. It's the app that the public would download to see where your drone is. And so they'll do this for you. It's a bullshit operation.
Dude, there's not even a product. If you look at the page, there's no product. There's no screenshots. There's no device. They say they're going to take a photo of the drone too. There's no product at all. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is what we call vaporware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's all the services
ripping people off.
Yeah. Capture drone information. Man,
I love how they're going to tax me as I fly over them.
well, that DJI, you know, what will happen is DJI they'll send the bill to DJI when they track your DJI ID, and DJI will debit it from your DJI credit account on your app.
Come off my Care Refresh plan.
Care Refresh plan. You lose a month.
There we go. All right, I put the link in the chat with an instruction.
That means a DDoS.
That's just,
call up our Ukrainian buddies.
Yeah, you know what? That's just I can't look at it anymore. That's just gonna keep triggering me. Ian, you and between you and Dave, you've piqued my interest about the log files. Do we want to touch on that very quickly? Because this is a sneaky little thing that's going on. With DJ
it's caused a bit of controversy, this.
Yeah.
And look, there's nothing new here. Look, it's fair to say all DJI drones have logged data for a very long time.
Yeah.
And including the original FPV system, in fact. But what I noticed in the new system is they're logging a lot more data, size-wise about 2 to 3 times the amount they were before. Now, reality is I'm not saying they're doing anything bad. And actually, I've been shown stuff today that even proves they're not doing anything bad. And there might be some more info coming on this in the very near future, because my video has sort of prompted some good guys to go, well, there's really nothing in there. We've had a look. But I've sort of said, well, it's not public information. So they've gone, well, we'll make a tool to make it public information. So we might actually have a log viewer very, very soon, maybe. But they're still logging a lot of data. And my argument is this: if they're going to do that, I can't even say the word, hide it, and not tell you about it, then they also deserve a kicking for that as well. Now, I'm not saying they're stealing your data, and I'm not saying they're doing anything bad. But what they are doing is logging a substantial amount of data, and publicly we don't know what that data is. And as a user, you can't see it, you can't delete it. And
does
you
it
have
phone home?
No, we don't think so. We don't believe so.
Well, the most important thing that I know, me and a lot of other people need to know: can my drone camera watch me masturbate?
Only if you hit the call.
Do I have to put a piece of tape over it, like on my laptop?
Yeah, you need a red filter.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and look, I don't think I said in the video that they're doing anything bad. My point was, we're not used to in FPV having products that have this level of logging. Consumer drones, yes, but not in FPV. And more than anything, the video was meant to be guys, just so you're aware, DJI, do this. What a lot of people have taken it as is, I'm saying they're stealing your data, killing your pets, and massacring the grandparents. And that's not quite what I said in the video, I don't think. But look, they're logging data. And even if it isn't bad, at the end of the day, you as a user have no control over that. And that's where I have a fundamental issue.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't.
I have my issue is if A, I can't turn it on and off, and B, I can't delete it.
And you can't read it.
Nope, and you
can't read it. Yeah,
it's not useful to you at all.
You can't even opt out or anything. You just have to.
And an interesting comment, because a lot of people have sort of said, well, why? Yeah, but they use it for warranty work. Well, okay, here's an interesting question. How many air units, for instance, actually fail and need warranty work? So does the end justify the means? Does logging 4 to 5 gigs of data on every air unit that is out there justify the bit of data they get for the 1% of failure? And that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, and why can't I just delete the files and void my warranty?
Yeah,
because I don't need a warranty. I guarantee you, none of my drone stuff ever gets sent back to DJI. It ends up in a pile of rubble.
Yeah, and look, the argument on warranty is really simple. DJI can easily write their terms and conditions of, you have the ability to delete logs, but we may require the logs to offer warranty service. And if you've deleted them, we won't offer warranty service. That's black and white. Give the user the control. You'll never complain if you delete something and they say, well, sorry, it looks like you're trying to hide something. Okay, that's fair enough. But give the user control.
Have to have a choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with so much government scrutiny on them these days, like hiding it and encrypting it to where the user doesn't have access and no oversight of what's going on inside of there. That's a bad look.
Yeah, and look, and in some ways that's why I made the video. Look, I know in general they're not doing anything bad. They've been caught in the past. But if you're going to log data, hide it from me, and not let me delete it, then I'm going to highlight that. And in it, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
you're leaving yourself open.
Think about these sizable logs as a canoe, right? You build it out of a tree. You have one seat that you're used to. When suddenly there's a second seat, there's nothing bad in the second seat, but something bad could fit in this second seat in the future, right? Yeah. So all of this data, they could in the future decide, we're going to do something bad now. They're already used to the size of these packets or whatnot.
Yeah, and they've left themselves open. At the end of the day, they're hiding it, they're obfuscating it, and they're not giving us access. So what do they expect us to think?
Right, it's natural to be
it's
natural to be suspicious. And I hate to go down this rabbit hole because there's a lot of people. I'm trying to do more positive things about drones on my channel because we're losing newbies. we're leeching newbies. There's people that are like, they hear just this past 3-minute conversation, they're like, hell, China's spying on me. I'm out. I'm not going to get one, But, all of us watching, we're like, okay, well, we have to do this now. I don't like it, but I like I like flying better than I hate what I have to do it. So,
and I like DJI a lot. People always, there's a few people like you said, like I actually I didn't work for them, but I unofficially worked for them for a long time, in the sense of I used to run their Facebook groups. I ran the 7. I created the FPV group. I ran the Ronin group. I did a lot with them, but they also shouldn't get free passes when they're behaving in a way that is anti-consumer. And look, they make the best products in the industry, period. Let's be realistic. No one comes close. It doesn't matter who they are, Autel, Skydio. They cannot deliver like DJI does. But they have been caught with their hand in the hot pot of honey in the past. There's been 4 or 5 pretty bad data issues over the years. So, at the end of the day, there is fair suspicion.
Well, let's look towards rainbows and unicorns. What kind of rainbows and unicorns do we have coming down the pike? Are there any new drones that you know about? What's coming down the pike that we can be happy about?
It's interesting because obviously DJI have been very quiet. If we talk about, we've got the Mini 2 SE. I'll be careful because I think the S stands for something else. The poop edition. Let's just say, if you compare it to the Mini 2, it's like a step down. I think the Inspire 3 is around the corner, which is super interesting. And I think it's going to be a very expensive drone this time. It's going to be a lot more high end. In FPV, we've apparently got a new camera on next week. Coming for a certain system. I can neither deny that I might have something related to that.
Can it be for low light, please?
I can't possibly talk about that.
Please?
But DJI, nothing. We don't know what's going on with DJI 3. You guys showed that low light footage earlier. It is shocking at night. It really is.
Well, the news is already out on the Caddx low light camera for the walk snail system. If that's what you're unable to speak of, because I'm not under an NDA.
This is the look of a person who is under an NDA. This is what a person who doesn't have an NDA.
I'm not sure I am, but wait till next week. But DJI, I think it's funny enough, I was talking to Ken about this when we had a quick chat the other day, and it's been a dry period, isn't it, in drones and FPV. We used to always get this Christmas launches, and that seems to have stopped. I don't know why that stopped. We always had a January launch every year, and that seems to have gone away now. Well, and I don't know why.
They're still cleaning up the poop trails from the actual launch by January.
I think it's because in the last 2 years, all the improvements have been incremental.
Yeah.
You get to a saturation point where, like, okay, you enjoyed that 4K? Here's 4.5K. Will you buy it? You know what I mean? Like,
it's funny you say that, because I was just looking through their product stack before I came on. You got this Mini 2 SE, and DJI have basically created a $200 product stack. Every $200, there's a drone. So it starts with this Mini 2 SE, then it goes to the Mini 3, then it goes to the Mini 3 Pro, then it goes to the Mavic Air 2S, then it goes to the I can't remember what's after that. The Mavic 3 is a bit of a bigger jump. But they've created this just $200 roughly jump between all of their models. But there's, as you say, there's nothing really between them.
While I have you both here, when will DJI make everything backwards compatible? And second part of my question, what the hell am I going to do with my V1 goggles now?
Sell them.
B1s is hard. Yeah, you're at the end of life. We don't know how long the ear unit is ended. Apparently, we don't know for sure, but the ear unit is
I can tell you, as a vendor, I can no longer purchase V2 goggles. I can no longer purchase Vistas. I can no longer purchase air units. They will still sell me the Nebula Pro camera, but pretty much everything else is gone from that original system.
Really?
Now I still have stock, so I still have parts. You can buy them for me if you need them, but they're going to go away soon. So if you want OG air units and Vistas, get them while you can. And really, the V2 goggles, man, they're my favorite goggle on the market right now. And I've tested the G2 goggles quite a bit. I still think the V2 is better. It's got lower latency. It's got a little bit more penetration in my tests. And it'll run on a 6S battery without having to have a 2S battery in it. So I'm sticking with those. I say grab them while you can because they're going to disappear quick.
Are the older goggle systems able to be compatible, but they're just being douches about it and holding back on firmware and stuff? Because I would love that.
Yeah, the V1 is technically no. It is a hardware difference.
Hardware.
So the V1 is hardware. There's no 2.4 gigs radio. However, let me just add something to this. The 2.4 gigs is only used for the DJI remote system. There is no reason they couldn't limit 03 to 5 gigs, like I've actually requested them through. So technically, they could make the V1s compatible with 03. Technically, there is the only difference in hardware between the V1s and the V2s is the additional radio. The actual chipset, the base unit is the same. They just added another frequency band.
Right, but then nobody would buy. Everybody would just keep.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's all about marketing and sales. But I'm talking about like just very simple things like you can't use goggles with the minis. You know what I mean?
And it makes no sense.
It's
never made sense.
Any kind of sense.
There was even a rumor that there was going to be an FPV version of the Mini 3 for a while.
Yeah.
They even showed packages that were like the G2 goggles with the Mini.
Yeah. Well, the firmware exists. We know DJI have made firmware for the V2 goggles that supports the A2S and the Mavic 3. We have seen it. It exists in DJI's land. It just never made it out of the door. It is weird as a company. They do this segmented stuff that makes no sense financially. What you've got a piece of hardware that you need to spend some dev dollars on that you can then sell it to an audience of, let's be realistic. The FPV audience compared to a mini audience, a Mavic audience, is minuscule. That audience is enormous. The quantities they could sell of those goggles would be tenfold the FPV market. Yet they don't.
Yeah,
I don't think they can make enough to sell them right now. I'm still unable to get G2 goggles. They just don't have them. I think that's what the light rumor was really about. Was not about saving money to cut a couple little pieces off. I think it was mostly about getting rid of parts that they couldn't find available in order to ramp up production.
For a lot of people, the goggles is the biggest investment in the whole equation. Yeah, and they want that. They want the goggles to last. If the goggles would just be backwards compatible, I don't know. I'm not
the V1s. It is a frustrating situation for the V1 users because they are going to get left behind. They are. That's a reality. There are good deals to be had on V2s. Probably when the goggles 2 become available a bit more, you'll see some more. Ken, I'll be honest, the V2s are the smart move, not the goggles 2. The V2 is the smart buy today. It really is.
Get them while you can, boys.
But before we get too far afield, and not to get too technical and lose a bunch of people, but I'm very interested in this. I heard that you dissected an aeroscope. Did you do that?
I didn't do it myself, but I was given information, the insides of it, and a lot of information around it. So yes, I have seen inside the belly of the beast.
Okay, for those watching who don't know what the aeroscope is, can you first tell us what it is and why it is a beast, in fact?
Yeah, it's DJI. It was DJI's in-house remote ID solution. So what they did was create a device that would allow government entities to receive their in-house. They created their own version of remote ID. Is the simplest term for it. And the aeroscope was a way for them to sell devices that would pick that data up, and it would allow them to track DJI drones. We believe others as well, largely DJI. I'll be honest, aeroscope data is very much the same as what's in remote ID today. So it would be aircraft location, pilot location, heading, altitude, the usual basic stuff.
Okay. And can the general public get one of those?
No, but the data isn't that encrypted. If you're good enough with an SDR, a radio receiver you can get for your computer, and a bit of code in Kismet, you can decode the data yourself. It can be read.
Are they trying to keep these out of Ukraine?
Yeah, there's been a lot of hoo-ha with them because they were selling them to the Russians, and look, there was a very good video which showed someone take off, and within a very, very short period of time, a mortar came in to that location, and what they did is they took off and moved, and yeah, there's been a lot of hoo-ha. Interestingly, DJI have now ended Aeroscope. Now, they don't talk about these things publicly. The product is end of life. We don't know if they intend to replace it, or are they just now really going, well, we've got remote ID.
What about the Aeroscope Mini?
Black Edition, Ultra.
Right.
It is an incredible piece of kit as a piece of hardware. It was the one I was given the info on was, I think it was 12 radios, SDRs inside. So it was 12 individual radios, all connected together, and it's a beautiful work of art as a piece of RF engineering.
It's crazy that it's like a radar detector company making an anti-radar detector. You know what I mean?
And they've always had this fine line. Yeah, they're selling the products, and then they sell the product to track the product that they sell.
Right. Yeah.
No, Mark, I don't think it allowed people to take over and land the drone. No. That is not accurate.
No. From a command and control point of view, everything since the Mavic 2 has been encrypted. Pre-Mavic 2, like bridge-based, is definitely open to some dodginess, but everything since sort of OcuSync has been really good. OcuSync 1, not so much. OcuSync 2 onwards is fine. Okay. It's all encrypted.
Well, now that all the scary stuff has been put out there, let's that's a horrible segue, but let's talk to the people that want to get into drones and FPV. What, in your opinion, Mr. Madstech, Ian, what is a good entry-level FPV drone and entry-level camera drone?
I still think the very best camera drone you can buy today is the A2S. I still think for the bang for buck, 1-inch sensor, there is nothing more you'll need. It will outperform almost everything. FPV is hard because I'd love to be able to say the Avata's great, but you'll outgrow it quickly, and that was the same with the FPV drone. And look, FlyHigh's got some amazing ready-to-fly drones. I think the DJI FPV drone is one of the best products for getting into FPV, but you will grow out of it so fast, you'll find yourself wanting more. And that's the problem.
You're talking about the DJI POS?
Yes. The potato, I call it.
The potato.
The potato.
But as far as learning,
it is fantastic.
It is. I mean, it is. As if you put a GoPro on it, it is.
Yeah, the camera's shocking. But I mean, what it has is all of the safety nets you need, and it's better than the Avata in that sense, because the Avata it's not a great FPV drone. It's a great Cinewhoop, but it's not a great FPV quad. Whereas, look, the potato can fly. It can move. It's very quick. It's particularly, it doesn't nanny like the Avata does, but you'll find yourself very quickly going, I want to do more. And the first thing you hit, it will disintegrate, and you'll then suddenly realize you need to go and buy a proper FPV drone.
Right.
No, most of them, they'll just go throw that care refresh back at it, or buy another one. They'll buy a whole nother potato. And that's where I'm like, dude, you're going to wait 3 to 6 weeks to get a replacement in the mail instead of just putting a new motor on it?
And put
a $13 motor and keep flying today.
I think what lets proper FPV quads down today is the software. Betaflight's brilliant, but it's not for new users. There isn't anything really that nannies you enough in the early days today. But if that makes sense.
It does. But as far as learning to fly acro, would you say simulator first, or just bop a little toy around your house to get used to the controls?
It's a sim. The problem with acro is your brain is not used to comprehending what you need to do. There's nothing naturally in life that behaves
airplanes
like airplanes, but I mean outside of, if you're new entirely, you've never flown something, a car is like a DJI drone, isn't it? Push stick forward, back, left, right. The angular controlling the speed of angular momentum is not a natural thing most people are used to, and that's what throws them.
Yeah. All right. So what's the best? What simulator has the best physics in your opinion for learning?
Ooh, I'm probably not the right. I fly Velocidrone. That's what I fly.
Yeah. Didn't Velocidrone just update everything?
Yeah, there's been a few, I think. I try not to update stuff that works, but there has been a bunch of updates. Physics is always a complicated one because I've never flown one that feels like an FPV drone. They all feel different, don't they? They all feel, you suddenly think I'm the man, and then you get the real quad out and you're like, I'm shocking.
Right, when real gravity takes over. Yeah.
Real gravity.
I can Matty flip the world.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I can trippy spin in a simulator.
Yeah, exactly. And then suddenly you go to the real world and go, why am I in the hedge?
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, before we let you go, I too want to thank you for all of your sharing of your knowledge and your passion, because that's what we need. We need passionate ambassadors like you and Dave and other people watching to get this to spread, not just FPV, but all drones. Getting that flying is a wonderful and fun thing, and I thank you for being a part of this wonderful community.
I really appreciate that, Ken. And you, look, what I love about FPV is the community as well. And it's not just the community of users, it's the community of YouTubers, the community of everyone. There's a great bunch of people. I love the fact that you have me, there's Sean, there's Bardwell, and if something funny goes off, people can send each other messages and talk. Ken, Dobo, there's a great bunch of people in FPV, and everyone just wants to help each other, which is a fantastic thing.
What would you like?
Everybody's so real and approachable.
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah. What would you like to say in parting? What do you feel that people need to know from you? What is a bit of information you would like to leave us with, sir?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You should have prepped me for that one.
Oh, I know.
I think more than anything, it's just get out and fly more. I don't fly enough.
Yeah.
I honestly don't fly enough. And actually that's the payoff of having a YouTube channel. And the reality is you spend a lot of time doing stuff. You could never substitute anything for stick time. Stick time is the number one thing that will make you better.
And we'll get through all of this rough spot with regulation and everything. And we'll come out the other side, right?
At the end of the day, pick up your drone, find a quiet field, go flying. Stop worrying about the regs.
It's so awesome. Nobody's going to stop us. They can't stop us. They can't. You could try.
Just find yourself a quiet field. Just go flying.
And if somebody tries to stop you, just put the goggles on them.
That's right. Yeah. Change their mind. Awesome. Ian, well, thank you so much. Mads Tech, appreciate your... what time is it there now? Oh, my God. What time is it there in Wales?
I'm going to pretend it's like 9 p.m.
It's 4 something, isn't it?
It's heading 37 to 2, so it's fine. It's not too
all right, go to bed. Go to nighty-night. We'll talk to you later. Thank you very much,
sir. It's been a privilege. Thank you, gentlemen.
Awesome. We'll see you later. All right, man.
Stay safe.
All right. How about that guy? Huh?
That's awesome.
He is awesome.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Spreading knowledge. I love it.
Yeah.
And he's one of the guys that really likes to take everything apart. I mean, he'll go down to the circuit board with a microscope and tell you what each little thing on the board is doing and how they're all connected. Love that guy to death.
All the dip-de-doos that you ever wanted to know about. Gardo Rotor, $2. Thank you very much for the $2. Minefield 4.0. Yes. You'll be hearing more about that on my channel as we get closer to Saturday, August 19th. Dave, do you think that I should make it 2 days, Saturday and Sunday? What do you think?
Oh, yes.
Do you think? Because it's a free event. So, and we have a whole big field for camping and everything.
Yeah. Throw some lights up on it, man. Let's do 24-hour flight lines on the minefield.
There are lights on the sculpture. There are.
I'm betting it needs more.
They need. Can you put some fly high lights on that thing and light it up? He'll let you do it.
If I can light anything up.
All right. Yeah, I know you can. All right.
Dude, I got an order of LEDs coming right now. It's on the way to me. It's 17 kilometers of LEDs.
Holy hell.
Yeah. How much light do you need?
That's too many LEDs. You call them back and you say that's too many. That's
what they say. If you keep it up, you're gonna go blind.
Yeah. I'm gonna zip my lip on that. We need to get into some viewer videos. I want to thank all of the people who are sampling this stream for the first time. Thank you very much. Hope you come back next time. We do this every other week. I did it every week for 5 years, but then I thought, you know what? I'd like to get one of those girlfriend things I keep hearing about. So that's what I did.
I'm so proud of you, Ken. You got all the way out of the basement, found yourself a lady.
Got me. I'm a real boy now. As you can hear in my train, I live like 2 blocks from a train track. Anyway, so this one's from Josh Hood. He said, "Hey Ken, I figured you'd enjoy this one. New Route 66 sign in Edwardsville, Illinois, and I went through there on my Route 66 trip. So here he is. This is him flying his Avata, and he says the music's not crap because, of course, it's Epidemic. And it is a cool little area in Evansville. And I'm thinking, you got the Avata, you have to fly through that sign." You're going to fly through the sign, right? There you go. Yeah, he didn't disappoint. There you go.
Nice. You know, I would try to power loop it from one hole to the other.
Really?
I mean, isn't that what it's begging for?
It really is, yeah. There'll be a lot of scuff marks on the back of the of the sign, though. I do it, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Josh Hood. If you want to send something in, I'm still, again, taking crash videos for crash compilation number 9. I'm going to post that in the next couple weeks. Ken Heron Upload at gmail.com. Make sure you let me know what music you're using, because if you're using your favorite Eagles song, we're going to get in trouble. So use Epidemic Sound. Free trial link in the description. You get 30 days free trial, and that includes their hundreds of thousands of sound effects as well. Epidemic Sound. Everything else is crap. That's right.
Yeah, man, I hate the Eagles.
You hate the Eagles, do you?
Yeah.
Why? Well, you have a strong opinion on the Eagles. Why do you hate the Eagles?
Dude, it's so bad. It's just, I don't know, so bad.
Well,
it's just not my style, man. I'm in a different, like, I think you may have learned a little bit about my musical taste the other night. It's like
I did.
The whole center thing, that's not me. I'm out here somewhere.
I got you. Yeah, you're no mainstream. You don't like the Eagles, but do you like Falcons?
I Falcon love them.
I Falcon do too. Did you see the Falcon 9 being launched from SpaceX?
I saw, man, who did I just see that was at the bottom of them, dude? One of your buddies was right at the bottom of the rockets, and I was just begging him if I could get up in there and dive.
4, 3.
This is from Wendell Quillen.
1. Engines full power. And liftoff of CRS-27. Go Falcon, go Dragon.
He says, "Hey Ken, I'm more of a cinematographer than anything, using drones, currently using the Mavic 3 Cine.
To the International Space Station with important new science
So,
experiments and crew supplies."
You can try to raise your drone as fast as that's going and track it, but it's going a little faster, I think.
You're going to need at least 6S.
At least. Hey, if SpaceX said, "Yeah, Dave, just bring your quads down, do what you want," would you dive the thing as it's taken off? Wouldn't that be the ultimate? Diving the rocket.
That explosion coming out of the bottom is humongous.
Oh, I know. Would you fly into the fire?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would sacrifice a...
I would roast a GoPro for that.
Yeah.
No worries.
Absolutely. That'd be so cool.
That's what I got an accidental damage protection for.
Yeah. Hey, how'd you break your camera? Falcon broken on the Falcon 9. Can you give me a Falcon new one?
I claimed my my Hero 10 this week, and they asked me if I had used it for commercial work.
They did?
I was like, what?
Really?
That's a new question.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what to say.
Did you say, well, you say no?
I have no recollection of the aforementioned event.
Don't you just love that crackle of the rocket?
Oh, so amazing. Watching them land them in tandem is my favorite right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also called out over the nets as stage separation.
You know, I was born there. That's Cape Canaveral. I was born right there. On the launch pad. I was launched at Cape Canaveral. It's actually Cape Canaveral Hospital.
Did they count down for your mother?
Yeah. She's like, all right, next contraction. Yeah, D minus. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's a boy.
I bet the explosion was a little smaller.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're voting on the viewer video of the week. By the way, let me know which one you like and which one you want to win. I'll ask you at the end, and the winner will get freewellgear.com filters. Thank you,
Jeff. You can't send the attachment via email. You need to post it on YouTube and send him a link to Ken Heron upload.
Yes.
At gmail.com. Don't send the whole file. That's too much for him.
It's too much for me.
Just a link.
Yeah. My computer says, wait, what's this? So now this is an interesting video, and he's had it since 2015. I think that's when the Inspire 1 came out. Would you like to see an Inspire 1 crash?
Oh, yeah.
It's not really so much it's an almost crash. It could have been terrible. He says, hey, Ken, I've been having a blast catching up on all your old videos and live streams. Watching the drone crash videos on TNL made me think about the mistake I made back in 2015 at a wedding. Feel free to share and use as you would like. My buddy asked me to bring the Inspire 1 to this wedding, and he flew it. You're not even going to believe where he's flying. This is a large drone.
Oh, yeah. It's a big boy.
When you see this, you will not believe
it's what, 14-inch props?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 9-inch. Well,
9-inch?
Yeah. He won this drone. This is his first drone.
Fly like he stole it.
Well, if you want a drone, and this is one of the first times you're flying an Inspire, would you fly it indoors? Because that's what he did.
Me?
Yeah, look at
me
this.
Or our normal guy?
This guy.
Oh, God.
This
At crowd level, too.
Yes.
Man, he's scaring people.
Yes.
This is not what we want the drone community to be regarded as.
This is 2015. This is back in the Wild West
There
days.
you
We could
go.
do anything. Yeah, just fly over Aunt Jenny right
could
there.
legally fly over people's heads back then.
Well, you can still do it indoors. The FAA doesn't care what you do indoors. But I mean, is it responsible? No. Is there an open bar? Yes.
I would say it's less responsible undercover.
Yes. And that room is not even that big. So
and there's no GPS.
Nope.
Look at the fan blowing the tablecloth.
Yeah.
I bet he's cooling off the dancers, though.
What would they be listening to in 2015? Who let the dogs out? Oh, now see it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. It hit the wall.
Now we're upside down.
Yeah. It hit the wall. Hey, let me play that again. It hit the wall and he caught it. That's what he did.
He caught it with his hand?
Yeah, he caught it with his hand. Now, see, there's a girl who looks up just in time to see this happening. And
She's staring at it.
Yeah, this one right here. She's
Oh.
like, whoa!
You're getting awfully close to the wall, buddy.
Right. I don't know. That's pretty ballsy. But, that's what happens when there's an open bar. The girl's like... But thank you very much for sending that, Jason. Appreciate that.
Hey, it's 2015. He's past the statute of limitations.
Right. I mean, that's pre-107. Let me see.
I'm glad everybody was safe.
Yes, and I'm going to keep these so you guys vote on these, okay? For the winner. All right, let me know. I've got just a few more. Now, this one is really cool, and I thought that this was in a national park. I took one look at this. It's a rock formation, and I thought, And then I checked, and no, it's not. So this is from Larry Snyder. Have you heard of Mexican Hat Rock? Is it
a sombrero?
It's in Utah. It's a rock formation. And it's absolutely, and there's people climbing on it. It looks like it would tip over in a strong wind. But you see the people? That's the good thing. It gives the rock scale. Wait till you see it. Look at this. That's just teetering. Look at the people. Hey, let's put our weight on this one side. See what happens. What are you doing? That's insane.
That rock weighs so many tons.
No, I know. But still, it doesn't look that stable, does it? Yeah, get up there, Amy, or whatever. I'll see you up there. That's crazy. Would you do that?
I would rip that.
Oh, I would rip it, but I wouldn't climb it.
I'd be scaring people off the ledges.
Look at that. Look at that. There's no...
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't climb it, but I would totally fly it.
Can you imagine being on it when it slides off? And you're like, well, nothing I can do. Wow. Great drone stuff. And what luck to find people on there climbing it, because he didn't know those people. That's from Larry Snyder, okay? So that's one of the people you'll be voting for the viewer video of the week.
Larry's got rocks.
Yeah, he does. He's got stones to be doing that. So this is, have you ever flown a paramotor, like droned a paramotor, or actually flown a paramotor at all?
I would love to. I have been lighting up paramotors with these LEDs, though.
Oh, yeah?
I've had 2 paramotor customers that have had me light their entire carbon ring with LEDs.
Oh, that would be really cool. Like at
I even set one of them up with a beacon where it like pulses and strobes. And
do people?
I haven't gotten FAA certification, but I guarantee you can see it from 3 miles.
Okay, but do people paramotor at night?
He said that he paramotors like for many hours at a time, and he comes down at dusk a lot.
Okay, dusk. Okay.
He'll be like, he wanted the battery we set up for him was from Upgrade Energy, and it was built big enough that it would last him 5 hours. So he'll fly for 3 and 4 hours at a time.
So this guy's name is Pete on the paramotor. That's Paramotor Pete right there, and the music is Epidemic.
That's why it's so dramatic. This summer, straight to DVD, Paramore Pete.
This is in Nottingham, UK.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
You would fly that? You would?
Oh, yeah.
I don't...
I mean, I'd jump out of airplanes.
I wouldn't do that either. See, I'm...
Oh, totally, you should do it.
Nope.
It's so much fun.
Nah, no.
Dude, I jumped out of an airplane. I did 3 backflips right out of the plane, and then bellied out. I'm like flying down, and I can see this big cloud, and there's like a cut out of the cloud, and I'm like, oh, we're just gonna barely miss the cloud. And the dude that I'm jumping with, because we're tandem, he like steers us right into the cloud.
Yeah.
And as soon as you hit the cloud, you're wearing goggles. It's just covered up in mist. Like it's like flying through a fog. You can't see anything, and then when you come out the bottom, you see the ground. It's just like, holy crap, we're so close. The chute comes out, and then the second most fun part about jumping out of an airplane is the parachute ride down, because the free fall is only like 60 seconds and it's gone. But the free fall, like after you pull your chute and you're gliding, it's like 15 minutes of floating around, just free as a bird, floating back to the ground. So much fun. Do it.
No, that's all right. No.
Yeah.
No. No bungee. I bungee jumped one time. And I had
that's way dumber.
And it was at a crane at a Ford dealership. I was live on the radio. It was the one time I ever said a curse word on the radio. And all right, I'll just tell you the story very quickly. This was back in 1990 something, 3 or 4 or something. And I'm on a morning show with another guy, Kelly Green. And this was back when cell phones were big bags. And so I'm like, it's duct taped to me, and I have the headset duct taped to my hand, and I'm on live on the air, and I'm up there for 2 minutes. You're gonna go, man? You're gonna go? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And they said, well, what's that over there? And I'm looking, and he freaking pushed me. And that's when I turned around in midair, and I went, shit. Like 10 seconds the whole way down. That's the only one time I ever cussed on the radio.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, I'd be getting FCC fines all the time. I have zero filter.
Yeah. No. Yeah, right. Remind me never to have you on my radio show, unless it's recorded. So, you guys remember Sven? Sven was in Denmark, and he traveled to some places that I cannot pronounce. It's got some flurgen glurgen in here. It's the letter with the line through it. The O with the line through it. To my English brain, I'm thinking, well, they don't want me to read that O. That's naughty bad. So I'm just gonna say ring kabing. I don't know. Anyway, it's some pretty footage from Denmark, and this is a fjord, which reminds me of a joke. You want to hear a joke?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Did you hear about the Scandinavian who didn't have enough money to park his boat? That's right. He couldn't a fjord it.
That's bad.
Yeah. It's my only Scandinavian-based joke. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It is pretty. That's the closer surf spot. It's closer than the other spot.
The surf does not look up.
No, it's very placid.
What do you surf there?
No idea.
I mean, I guess that's the ocean out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe? No, it's a lake. I can see land on the other side. Is it a lake? Yeah, I guess. Well, maybe. It's a fjord. It's a fjord, man. A fjord. It's like a bay, right? A fjord's a bay, right? Glurgan?
Well, if it was a surf spot, then yeah, potentially it's ocean and there's actual waves at that beach.
Maybe. Or it's a restaurant that has surf
it's
and
beautiful,
turf.
Though.
I don't know. It was very beautiful. Thank you, Sven, for sending that in. All right, one more video. And remember, you're voting on these. So after this video, I'll ask you to vote. This is from Alan in the Woods. And this is about Tucson, Arizona. He's mountain diving. It's an FPV video. It says, here's a video I did in Tucson a few weeks back. What fun. Thank you for continuing to host the funnest drone show in the world. So,
thank you, in the Woods.
Yes. I can tell you...
oh, man, look at that.
That cacti are protected by the state. So you don't want to go slamming into one, but boy, it sure would be fun to fly through them. Like this, right? It looks like he's just getting on the tops of them.
This looks like a lot of fun.
It really does, but you imagine like slamming into a cacti and you're impaled on the top of the... That was awesome. Thank you very much for sending that in. All right. Now it's time to vote. Turn in your vote. All right. I'll just go through them again. We've got the Tucson FPV with the cactus. We got the fjord. We got the paramotor. The Route 66 sign. The Falcon rocket. The Inspire crash. And the Mexican hat rack. Who are we voting for to win the Freewell filters? Freewellgear.com. Link in the description. I'm going to let Dave pick a winner.
Oh, I'm the only vote?
No, you get to tally.
Oh, we're voting in the comments then.
Voting in the comments. Yeah, you don't have to count them up. But
okay, I'm just going to kind of observe who's dropping the most. I see a lot of Mexican hats and fjords.
Yep.
Keep them coming, guys. Drop them in the comments. Who's your favorite? The Inspire wedding.
Yeah, right. And then we'll pick a winner of filters for the video, and then I will pick another winner of just anyone who had voted to win a set themselves. So 2 sets from freewellgear.com.
I think it's going to have to be the Mexican hat.
Mexican hat? All right. Congratulations. Now we pick one of the people that said Mexican hat. Let's see. The winner, one of the people that voted, will be Jack Weiser. Jack Weiser.
Congratulations, Jack.
Yes. Just one set for you. You'll have to share with your brother Bud. Bud Weiser.
Oh, his brother Bud's right over here.
Yo, I know. How you doing, Dave? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. I could use a little refresher.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on. Let me get the right music for you. Please stand by while Dave goes off camera.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you going? Yeah. Well, I don't want to violate any community guidelines.
You guys know, it's nap time.
Yeah, I don't have to tell Dave twice. What? Oh, yeah, Deb. Okay, I'll do it. Yep, twist my arm. Dave, how many bags of Cheetos do you have in your house? You have to have Cheetos, right? Oh, you can't talk.
Sorry, my mouth's a little occupied.
No, I understand. What is your snack of choice, Dave?
I'm a sugar addict, man. I like all the sweet things.
Oh, you mean like your wife? She's sweet. I say all the right things at the right time, don't I?
Don't tell her, but her birthday is this weekend, and I'm getting her an ice cream making machine.
You are?
Yep. Like the old-fashioned kind, except with a motor instead of the hand crank.
You are the coolest husband ever.
That's not all I'm getting her, but
you know, you are feeling a little bit of relief now, of course, and I need some relief as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the giant bong that is the Raz.
I'm definitely stepping back into the green room then.
Right, in the green room. Of course, it's a green room. Well, here we are in the Raz chamber. It's been a wonderful show
Very
tonight.
nice
I
in
appreciate it. Yes, I don't know what it is, but it gives me an English accent. And it's totally accurate, too. But remember, there are no rules here in the Raz. You can just kick back, do whatever you want. Pick that scab, do whatever. Whatever.
Make lots of bubbles.
Make lots of bubbles. But there is one suggestion only. And what suggestion is that, Dave?
If you're going to make bubbles, don't do it with your farts.
Don't fart in the Raz. Now, sit back and enjoy.
Oh, B-Man? He came to fart in the Raz. He's been lurking.
George Kelly and G-Man, they both fart in there? They tag team the fart? B-Man? Who farted? Who else farted in there? B-Man. I know what you're talking about. Follow the rules next time, punks. Yeah. Yeah. Now, of course, now that we're all nice and relaxed, I have to mention our buddies at remotepilot101.com. Jason Shappert, he will be at Minefield. He's going to fly in. One of these days, I want him to just fly in with a helicopter, because he can fly a helicopter as well. I want him to land in that field.
You should get him to do a flyby of the minefield.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
While we're there.
Or maybe you can just jump out of a plane with your parachute and land.
That sounds fun.
The sculptor, Billy, I talked to him. Someone gave him a cell tower. So that's the newest thing. And it's going to be 120 feet tall. And he's excited about us coming back. I really seriously think that he is building stuff purposely for us to fly at Minefield.
Please ask him to take the stairs out of the inside. Make sure there's no wires so that we can just dive right through the center of it.
He's removed a lot of the wires for us. He has.
What a blessing he
RemotePilot101.com. Go there, use Heron18, get 30% off if you want to study to get your Part 107 and make money with your drone footage and do it legal schmeagle. That's the way to do it. Jason Shappert is a very experienced pilot, and he updates the lessons all the time. Because, the FAA, they can get sneaky and then they just add something in there you don't know about. Well, Jason is on it. RemotePilot101.com.
You got to get your 107, though. It will empower you to do so much awesome stuff. I go out, I chase mountain bikes with my drones. I chase drift cars with my drones. I fly into exploding buildings with my drones, and they pay me to do this stuff.
Yeah.
This is stuff that, me, I would do this for free.
Right. But now you can do it legally without, the government coming after you.
I know the rules, and I can get paid to do this stuff. It is so much fun. And just getting the license will teach you the laws, and teaching you the laws will empower you to go out and do more. And just be like Dave. Have fun.
That's right. And then when a cop comes up and says you can't fly, you can be like, well, I happen to know that. That's what you do with the police, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. But it's good to get educated.
Put the goggles on them. Put the
goggles on them. Yeah.
I usually just send you to the police, like, Ken Heron, please deal with these guys. Silver-haired fox, get up there.
Do you know having white hair is kind of a superpower?
It's unbelievable how many police officers you've gotten us permission to fly at spots. You're like the secret weapon. I'm like the anti-weapon. I'm like the worst thing when the cops show up. They're like, "Hi, Dave, quick." Right.
Well, I mean, in the group of FPV guys, I do look the most narc. Like I look like someone's dad.
You look responsible.
I do. I look responsible, and yet I am not. But I know how to talk responsibility. I can bend people to my will sometimes. But what's Caraway like? Give us the update on the best bando in the world,
man.
Huh?
They're still chopping it down. It is coming down bit by bit. You can see through it from the front side in some parts now, but the atrium is still there. The abyss is still there. And the whole side where we used to be we get on the helipad in that area, it's all just been knocked back and further. And as they keep knocking it back, they open up more and more parts of the building. It just gives us more pathways and more tunnels and more lines.
Yeah, it's changing
like
all the time.
Changing playground.
Yeah, it's a good thing. What about that building with the giant bite mark out of it? Is that?
Yeah, that one's still. It's weird. They knocked that thing like they did. It looked like a bomb went off under it.
Yeah.
And then they just left it. It's like they've moved on to a different building. I don't know. They just wanted to keep it dangerous or something.
Yeah,
it's
they
fun
probably
to fly, so I'm not complaining.
They probably saw the video and they're like, "Oh, well, we don't want to change that. That looks pretty cool. Let's let them fly that for a while. We'll knock it down later." Okay.
They're having so much fun. Just let them fly, boys.
Yeah.
Just let them fly.
We're not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel. If you can't support the channel monetarily, with the high price of the $1.99 membership, then at the very least, please just watch all my videos. That really helps me in the recommendations as a YouTuber. If you want to help me, go to my binge watch playlist. Click it, mute it, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, turn it off. That would really help me a lot if you want to help your pal Ken. If you want to help your pal Dave, you can go to his website. I'll go right here. This is it. This is his. Now we got some events coming up on the event calendar. But this is FlyHighFPV.com. And for people that don't know, what kind of stuff do you have at FlyHighFPV.com, Dave?
I've got all the good stuff.
Look at this.
I only carry the good gear. I've got the best of the best of the best. I've got some budget options for you too, but all good quality stuff. Stuff that's not just going to burst into flames. Good quality stuff. I make 3D prints. They're tough as concrete. They're literally designed to bounce off of concrete. I make batteries that are tougher than the regular batteries.
Yeah, you do.
I took the China Hobby Line batteries that had these crappy jackets that would break and fall apart, and I had them wrap them up in a proper jacket so that it'll bounce off of concrete.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all about durability and doing things better so that our quads don't break, and when they do break, you got the right tools to get yourself back on the ground or up off the ground and into the air.
There you go. Awesome. Well, I guess...
Wait a minute.
What is it?
There's only 148 people have hit thumbs up. There's 280 of you watching. That's not satisfactory. Don't be dumb. Hit that thumb. Hit it right now.
I like that.
Punch that up. Punch it up.
Or you can do it tomorrow
and subscribe.
Don't do it now. Do it tomorrow on Dave Light Savings Time.
Thanks everybody for coming out and joining. Half as much as you would have if it had been twice as good.
Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Zeb Meat, for that late 1999 super chat. No binge watch. Maybe later. All right. Sure. Anytime you want. Appreciate you guys. Love the community. I love being a part of it. And thank you to Jeff Sills very much for the news. And thank you, Dave, for co-hosting. I really appreciate it. I know that this is late for you, isn't it? You should have been in bed hours
ago. No, this is early.
I know, you're just getting started.
Yeah. I'm about to do some work.
Thank you to Ian, Mads Tech. All the links are in the description. Until next time,
and bye.
That's it.